we're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings reworking Danielle Hunter's deal. And they also just signed defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson, which I think is going to be a good pickup. He's also a defensive end. He can play either, honestly.
Yep.
But first, let's talk about Danielle Hunter. So he signed they're going to give him a $5.6 million signing bonus this season. And next season, they're going to give him an $18 million signing bonus.
Wow.
And the Vikings have three options. They can either sign him to a new contract next year, they can release him, or they can pay him that $18 million signing bonus because it's not due until the 5th day of the new league year. So I think this is perfect because if Danielle Hunter drops off a cliff and doesn't perform or he has another injury, the Vikings can rid him from their salary cap, and now they free up a ton of money. But if he performs, now you give him a good contract and you pay him what he deserves. And this is also great for Danielle Hunter because if he's not getting that money from the Vikings, he's going to hit the open market and get it from another organization. So Danielle Hunter is guaranteed a big payday, and the Vikings are guaranteed future years, or at least this year, from Danielle Hunter. So I think this is a win-win for both sides.
Oh, I definitely do like this move. Danielle Hunter obviously is I would say an elite pass rusher. He's definitely one of the better ones in the league. Yeah, thanks, bro. I'm glad to have your input on this.
I tried to use the bathroom before we officially started the football topic, so you guys wouldn't be on me. But I heard you were still on me.
It was me, bro. If it makes you feel better.
All right.
But
wait, pause.
Okay, pause. Danielle Hunter, 100% solid dude. This contract makes 100% sense for Minnesota, like you mentioned. You take the chance on him this year, only $5 million signing bonus. You take that to the chin, and if he underwhelms you, which is definitely, I don't think it's a possibility. But obviously anything can happen in the NFL. Injuries happen all the time. That $18 million is definitely going to hurt if he takes a hit, but I don't see that happening. $18 million when you look at a guy like Leonard Williams, who's getting paid. Is it $21 million?
He's getting paid $20 million.
$21 million. Like you take that and you take it to the crib. Did you ask the question of whether the Vikings, or you just asked my opinion on the contract as a whole right now?
Your opinion on the contract?
Yeah, no, I on the contract, I love it from Minnesota's aspect, from Minnesota's perspective. Like I said, gives them some leeway. Definitely could benefit Danielle, but definitely benefits the Vikings overall.
He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He's the youngest player in NFL history to get 50 sacks. And he's a guy who wants to be paid with the Joey Bosa's of the world, Nick Bosa, eventually the Myles Garrett, the Khalil Macks. And I think he's worth that money. I think he's a top 5 edge rusher in the NFL right now. He could be top 3. I mean, this guy is the key for the Vikings, and to get him back in the building and playing is huge. And they just signed Sheldon Richardson, who played for the Jets. He was great with the Jets. Went to the Browns. He was pretty good with the Browns. He also played already for the Vikings in 2018. He was pretty good for them as well. And now their front four features Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Richardson, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Michael Pierce. And they also got a young guy in DJ Wooden, and they just drafted 2 young guys in Janarius Robinson and Patrick Jones II. So this defense looks good. Their offense, we know, is going to be good because they have Kirk, Jefferson, Thielen, Dalvin Cook, Irv Smith Jr. Do you think the Vikings will win the NFC North?
That's a tough take to say, to win the NFC North.
Who's in front of them?
Well, as of right now, I got to say the Packers until eventually Aaron Rodgers obviously gets traded. I still think, them having Aaron Rodgers is going to put them at the forefront. I think it's a 2-man race, though. I think the Vikings and the Packers, as of right now, are the 2 front teams. I don't think Chicago has enough, and obviously Detroit is the worst team in the NFL. So, but I think, with the new expanded NFL and it being more teams in the playoffs, I think they have a chance, especially with them having a high-octane offense, especially last year, because I know they're run-heavy with Dalvin Cook, but they still have Justin Jefferson. They still have Adam Thielen. Kirk Cousins can still perform. And their defense, a lot of their guys was injured. You named one guy, Michael Pierce. He got hurt last year.
So did Danielle Hunter, Anthony Barr.
Yeah, so him coming back, they still have a lot of guys on that defense that can make big-time plays. So I think with this defense showing up every night, having their key contributors, being healthy is the first step. Their offense is going to show up every game. That's what they showed last year. They're going to put up numbers. They're going to put up stats. I think they have a chance to win the division. I don't think it's far-fetched to say it. I think they have a chance to win the division. They can definitely make a push in the playoffs. Everything just has to fall in place, and health is one of their biggest concerns because they were healthy last year.
No, I definitely think it's possible that the Vikings could win this division, but I'm basing it off of Aaron Rodgers' current situation. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, this division is wide open. I firmly believe so. You look at the Bears, who were a playoff team last year, even with two quarterbacks playing, give or take, all season. They flip-flop from Mitch back to Foles, back to Mitch again. So the Bears as a whole, where you look at them and you're not really impressed at them because of their quarterback talent. Their defense is still relatively solid. They did just lose Kyle Fuller, which is definitely going to hurt them. But they keep pretty much the same core that they had of last season. You look at the offensive side of the ball. You bring in Andy Dalton, who was pretty successful if you ask Joel on the Cowboys. He had a decent year with the Cowboys. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of Dalton's, I felt like every time I watched Dalton, there were some moments where he could have made smarter decisions with the football, or he could have just held onto it and taken a sack. Regardless of that, I think Dalton is an improvement from Mitch Trubisky. I feel like you have Justin Fields also for whenever he's going to take the reins from Dalton. He's going to step in. He's going to do a great job. You got a young core in Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller, and, of course, you just got Allen Robinson, who I'm pretty sure he signed the tenure, the franchise tag.
Yeah, he's in minicamp.
Yep,
he's good.
And I think that he's probably going to sign a long-term eventually and stay in Chicago. It wouldn't surprise me if he got traded, but I do believe that he will stay in Chicago, especially now that they've added Justin Fields. You give him some confidence there. But you look at the Vikings. I don't know if you mentioned that they added Pat Pete, but that just only adds to the secondary.
Alexander too.
You have oh my God,
Cameron,
the free safety Harrison
Smith.
Smith. I just blanked on him. Of course,
the young guy.
Is Anthony Harris gone?
Anthony Harris is gone, but they got Xavier Woods.
Okay, all right. So
safety from the Cowboys,
which is firm, and then you bring in a seasoned vet and Patrick Peterson. This team is just revamped on all sides of the ball. They brought in some offensive line pieces. They drafted Christian Darrisaw, correct? I'm pretty sure that's who they took.
Yep.
The Chargers took Elijah Vera Tucker, correct?
No, the Chargers took Rashawn Slater.
The Jets took Elijah Vera Tucker.
Okay.
Correct. So I love the moves that they made this offseason. And like I said, if Aaron Rodgers is not on the Green Bay Packers, this division is wide open. 100%, I believe so.
I 100% disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the
The
wide
reason
open part,
why
I disagree with you.
is I'll get into this first. They also got Bashard Breeland. That's going to be huge.
You're saying Minnesota.
Minnesota.
You're all in on Minnesota.
He's definitely
I'm all in on Minnesota this year. And just for my track record, 2 years ago, I was all in on
sure
Tennessee.
You want to do this? Wait, you sure you want to do this?
Yes, we can do this.
Okay, you were all in on Oakland. They didn't make it.
Oakland was 6-4 2 years in a row.
Okay, but they didn't make it.
They collapsed though.
All right, so
That's
you were
different.
wrong.
They were a
No, you were
playoff.
wrong,
They were a
though.
playoff team at the time.
Oh my goodness!
I can't Las Vegas now. Let's address.
No, but you were
them by
Oakland
their
at the
former name.
time.
Yeah, at the time, yeah, it was Oakland. They were 6-4. They just collapsed down the stretch.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. That happens. But I'll say this: 3 years ago, when it was Trubisky's second year in the NFL, I said Chicago would make the playoffs. They went 12-4. 2 years ago, I said the Titans would make the playoffs. They went 9-7 or 10-6, one of those, and they won 2 playoff wins.
No,
I was
9-7.
all in on Ryan Tannehill. Last year, I called the Bucs win the Super Bowl right when they got Brady. I said they would win the Super Bowl. Before they got him, I said they'd make the playoffs. I knew they had a great and stacked roster. If Aaron Rodgers gets traded and Jordan Love is the starting quarterback for the Vikings, this division
Gotcha.
for the Packers, my fault.
That's all right.
This division 100% is going to the Minnesota Vikings, no doubt about it. The Lions don't have a chance. The Bears don't have a chance. The NFC North schedule is gruesome, and only the strong will survive. The Vikings.
You watch way too much Game of Thrones.
You've seen Minnesota's coaching staff. It's been questionable at times. I trust Matt Nagy.
You do?
Compared to Zimmer,
Mike Zimmer has more playoff appearances. Has more playoff wins.
His team is better.
he makes a field goal. Matt Nagy gets on the board.
I agree, but I'm just going by Matt Nagy or Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer, he's a defensive specialist. His defenses have been top 10 in the NFL.
And
Matt Nagy, Matt Nagy is an offensive
But
specialist,
his defense
and his offenses have been abysmal
Yeah.
And still made it work with Mitch Trubisky
because
and
their
Nick Foles.
defense is elite.
I'm with you.
That's
I'm with
the only
you.
thing.
But
That's a
last year,
fact.
Montgomery didn't take a leap last year.
He did.
For
He did.
sure.
He did. No doubt about it. But look, this is what I'm saying. If Aaron Rodgers does play for the Packers, I still have the Vikings winning the division. They're the best team in the NFC North. They're the most complete team, and I think their offensive line is going to take a jump.
I'm with you
Brian
there.
O'Neill is a good tackle. Garrett Bradbury, hopefully he can be better. You have a guy they drafted in Wyatt Davis from Ohio State. You also got another guy, and I'm forgetting their other guard's name. I'm going to remember it in a little bit. But then you also drafted Christian Darrisaw. He's going to be good for them. So all around, I think the Vikings are going to be solid. Their offensive line is a good run-blocking offensive line. They're just not good in pass protection. If they can fix that up, they'll be better. But you look at their linebackers, Anthony Barr, Nick Vigil, and they have Eric Kendricks, their safeties, Harrison Smith, Xavier Woods, their corners, Bashard Breeland, Patrick Peterson, Mackenzie Alexander, who was really good for the Bengals last year. You have Cameron Dantzler still. I mean, their corners are stacked, and Jeff Gladney. Who knows what's going to happen with his legal situation, but he's still a young corner who was a first-round pick last year. And their defensive line, Daniil Hunter, Sheldon, Pierce.
Do you think Sheldon's washed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he can really make a good. He can,
especially with those other guys with him, Pierce and Hunter. I think he
and Dalvin Tomlinson.
Yeah, he'll be fine with
Okay.
he needs to do.
I feel like Daniil Hunter needs to stay on the field in order for me to get on.
The Vikings' other guard is Ezra Cleveland,
Okay.
who was a rookie last year, didn't play too bad down the stretch.
Okay.
But they have all the ingredients to be a really good team, and I think they're going to be a lock to win the NFC North because I think they're the best team in the NFC North.
Yeah, I think when you said it's wide open, that was kind of ridiculous.
It's a 3-team race.
It's not.
I don't think Chicago has a chance. Me personally,
I think
just don't.
with their quarterback situation and with Andy Dalton and like you said, losing Kyle Fuller, the schedule being gruesome in the NFC North, I think just the Vikings and the Packers have to be the two teams where it's like if Aaron Rodgers stays, obviously those are the two teams that are the most talented by far in the division. Those are the two teams with the most experience.
I just
think.
don't want.
The Vikings have a third-place schedule this year, and even their schedule is gruesome. I have them winning 10 games because that schedule is so gruesome. If they had an easier schedule, they'd be a 13-win team. But there's like, oh my gosh, I'll just pull it up right now because we'll go over the teams and you'll say it's going to be hard for them to win these games. And the Bears face most of these teams as well. The Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Browns.
That's the first 3 games?
Not the first 3. I'm just naming the tough ones.
I was going to say
that's crazy.
0-3 low key.
The Cowboys are still there. They're not going to be bad. The Ravens, the Chargers, the Packers, the Niners, the Steelers, the Bears, the Rams, the Packers, the Bears.
Are you sure they're going to go 10-7?
Yes, they will. No, they're going to go 10-7. You're right. Yeah.
That schedule sounds ridiculous.
That's scary.
With Aaron Rodgers, I had the Packers going 9-8.
Okay.
So
Why
without
are you
him,
being so hard on the Packers?
because I just don't believe in him.
But they're
You don't
basically
believe-
the
you don't believe in
exact same
Aaron?
team.
Corey
And they went to
Linsley's
2.
out. They don't have a second wide receiver.
But they
can't
they've
stop the
shown,
running game.
They've shown that they don't need the second wide receiver. They've gone to 2 NFC championships back to back. Aaron Rodgers basically has backpacked them in that sense. Their defense is still relatively solid. I agree with you. Their run defense is lacking strongly. But their secondary still lock up. As long as you have Jair Alexander, you don't have to worry about number
just
one.
a quick announcement. Embiid is also eligible for a Supermax.
Oh, good for him.
Nice.
But look, this is the Bears schedule. The Rams,
L.
the Browns,
Rams will
the Packers,
L.
the Bucks,
L.
the 49ers,
L.
the Steelers,
L.
the Ravens,
L.
the Cardinals,
L.
the Packers again, the
Steelers,
Vikings,
relax.
the Seahawks,
L.
the Giants, no slouch,
Okay.
and the Vikings is going to be weak.
It's just people have slept on the Bears in previous seasons. I'm
There's
just
a lot
not
of
going to
Ls.
sleep on them. I'm not going to sleep on them again because there's no way I could have gone into
What's
last
your
season.
team in football again? Denver, right?
Broncos.
Yeah, Denver.
I'm solid.
No,
Okay.
I just for some reason I completely forgot.
No, all good.
So I have the Vikings winning the NFC North 100%.
Okay.
I have if Aaron Rodgers. Oh no, he's probably gone. Yeah, I have the Vikings winning the NFC
if
North
Aaron stays, I'll lean Packers. If Aaron's gone,
easily.
I
I'm going Vikings.
think I'll lean Vikings.
I think they're both going to make the playoffs though.
The Packers and the
If
Vikings.
Aaron plays,
Because
I think they'll both make
I
the
agree.
playoffs.
Vikings definitely have a better roster than the Bears. I'm not arguing that. I just think the Bears have been surprisingly good over the last few years, so I'm not going to sleep.
What did you say? You said both. I only think one team out of the North is
I
making
said
it.
if I'm not gonna,
Because
I
winter
don't
is
think
coming.
Aaron. You gotta stop. You just gotta stop. You gotta stop with the winter is coming.
But look, the NFC West, just those are 4 playoff teams right there. Seahawks,
Correct.
Cardinals, 49ers, and the Rams.
I just can't say Aaron Rodgers is not gonna make the playoffs.
I don't think he
can't-
plays with the
9-8
Packers.
though. No,
Yes.
you're saying if he were to be on.
I'm saying that's why I keep saying if he's still there, I can't say Aaron Rodgers isn't gonna make the playoffs. I can't. No way.
Are you gonna pull up the schedule?
I'll
Yes.
say Russell
But
before I
it's
say
the
Aaron.
Packers, so it's not like they're.
I'll say Russell
Yeah,
before
but
I
look,
say Aaron. Wait, I'll say Arizona before I say Aaron.
Saints,
Okay, Packers win.
49ers,
Packers win.
Steelers.
Packers win.
Whoa.
They beat the
49ers
49ers.
49ers was
They
too
could-
easy.
yes,
You-
they
you
Fully
said that-
healthy?
You said that
Yes.
too easily.
No.
Who's starting as their quarterback?
They've blown
Jimmy
them out.
Garoppolo.
Okay, there you go.
They've
I'm
destroyed them repeatedly every
I'm
time they play
fine.
them.
They face Washington,
W.
Arizona,
Washington's
the Chiefs,
good.
the Seahawks, the Vikings. They'll split with the Vikings.
Fine. Okay.
The Rams,
Okay, they could beat
the
the
Ravens,
Rams.
the Browns,
Could beat
the Vikings again.
Browns are
I
good.
think
They have
Aaron.
a tough
I
schedule.
think the Packers can get 4 easy wins in the division, beating the Lions twice and beating the Bears twice. That's 4 wins right there alone.
Bears, I don't know. They play Chicago. Chicago
them
plays
tough.
Green Bay very tough.
But I think they can get if they can get those 4 and then split with Minnesota. I can't easily say Arizona's going to make it over them. You
Look
said
at
4
this.
teams in that
Look at
division,
this.
and the Saints are going to fall off.
NFC, yes. I don't think by that much, though. But NFC East is one team right there, even though they probably would have the worst record. But do you look at the NFC South? Tampa Bay is winning that division. Saints probably, they're going to be in the playoff hunt. I don't know if they're going to make
They're
it.
definitely
But
going to be.
that's
It
two
relies on
teams.
Jameis.
That's 3. right
NFC
there.
North, I have the Vikings, so that's 3. Then NFC West,
I think the Packers are better than
I think
Arizona.
the 49ers will win the West. That's 4. Now we have 3
3
more
spots.
teams to pick from. Are
What
the
about the
Rams?
Rams?
Are the Rams going to miss it with Stafford?
No.
Absolutely not. Then
You really
are the Seahawks going to miss it with Wilson?
wait.
Maybe.
But if the Seahawks, if you're picking the Seahawks with Russell, you gotta pick the Packers with Aaron, bro.
I agree.
The
They
Seahawks
just
aren't
went
that
to-
much better.
They just went
the
to
Seahawks are not that
back-to-back
much better,
NFC
bro.
Championship games.
Are the Arizona Cardinals missing it?
Are they better than
Their
Green
defense,
Bay?
Arizona's defense is still not.
Do you trust in Kyler that
Look,
much?
my playoff predictions are this. I
Okay.
have the Vikings,
Right.
Washington,
Okay.
Tampa Bay,
Mhm.
49ers, Rams, Seattle.
Okay.
I have them as well. And that tiebreaker is going to be between the Cardinals and Saints.
And Packers.
No, I don't have them there.
Crazy.
It's going to be a
The
tiebreaker
Saints?
between the Saints and the Cardinals. The Saints are not going to be bad.
No, they're not.
They're not going to be
They're
bad.
not.
You can't. I just don't.
But that's what I'm saying. How can you think the Saints aren't going to be bad when they just lost their quarterback? But
Because everything else is still there.
and the Packers too, except Corey Linsley. But it's really not going to make that much of a
Because
difference.
I believe in Jameis Winston.
over Aaron Rodgers.
Not over
That's
Aaron
how you're
Rodgers.
making it sound.
No.
That's definitely
That's
how
how
you make it
you're
sound.
making
The
it
Saints
sound.
roster is better than the Packers roster
It's always been better.
But then why didn't they do anything last year?
because they choke in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So then you're not gonna trust Aaron Rodgers in that situation.
I'm not saying I don't.
No,
but
yes,
I
you are.
also look. Last year, I'm not a wizard. Last year, I said the Packers wouldn't make the playoffs either. So
Wow.
I'm just not high on Green
and
Bay.
they shut you up.
I'm
Jesus
just not
Christ.
high
Matt
on
LaFleur
Green
is
Bay.
went
way
to the
better
NFC
of a coach than people give him
Championship.
credit for.
He is. Now we're going to see what he does
So
without
wait,
Aaron Rodgers.
you
potentially.
said
I'm with you there.
the Packers weren't going to make the playoffs last year, and they jumped all the way to the NFC
NFC
Championship.
game.
That's tough.
That's two-
That flipped on you bad.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. They're not slouches. They don't need the wide
That's only if
receiver
Aaron
too.
stays, though. Obviously,